Hi guys, here to talk about the movie Seven in Heaven. (2018) Seven in Heaven. Lee, had you seen it before?
No. Had you?
I had.
Oh.
This was on one of the streamer services, like Netflix or something when it first came out. Knew nothing about it, but I was like, oh, it had, I think, a charming like picture that I was like, okay. And I clicked play without, reading anything about it. And like instantly was like, well, I gotta buy that, and I bought that movie.
Very excellent.
Yeah, but that's nothing new. If I see a bad movie, I buy it too. But this
one I was being charitable. Like that must mean something, and you're like, no, it doesn't mean nothing.
It means nothing.
It's crazy. I was super disappointed by it.
Really?
2/3 in, I was about to be like, oh, it's amazing, like fucking fun. But I think it shits the bed at the end. I will
agree. I will agree that if it does go against its own central conceit, and we can, in the spoilers, I want to talk about what you think things meant, because I think there's a lot of room for interpretation here. This was one I think could lend to watching a director's commentary if there is one, because I'd love to know, like, what were you going for?
No, and this is one where I feel like if it's based on like a short story, that short story is a banger. Like there's something going on here. It kind of reminded me of The Butterfly Effect, which I have not seen, so don't attack me for the comparison.
I didn't know you hadn't seen it.
I thought it was like smart, and I liked its style and tone, and I thought it made really good choices. And then in the end, I was like, what? No, really? Oh, I was all upset.
I'll agree.
Oh no.
So if you've seen it, don't care, fall through the spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video, and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of Seven in Heaven, Lee. Let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
Yeah. I forget exactly how it opens, but for the first, I don't know how many minutes, like even like when, where do we start? I thought it was really smart, and up until the point where they're in the closet and stuff.
Don't even think about touching me.
And right when they come out, I was like, oh yeah, it's a horror. I don't want it to be a horror. I'm liking the characters. I just want this to be like a teen drama. I just want to keep living in like the before the turn.
No.
Yeah, no.
Or whatever. But then the turn really isn't even that, doesn't change that, and like you still get all that, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Come on, I can't do it without you.
And then, yes, like I said, eventually it something happens, and I'm like, oh, I hate this film now.
The problem is like the layers of Inception or whatever that are happening.
Is that what's happening?
I think so.
I was gonna say
again, I don't know what the actual is happening here.
You are the expert here, because you've seen this more than me.
I've seen it more than once. Yeah. So
you need to help me.
They're playing the game of Seven in Heaven, and when they open the door, they're now in a different dimension or something.
Give me the drink.
And it is a more violent dimension.
This is
but it's inconsistent, where arbitrarily it seems like most of the world is just violent and crazy.
This is the place where the worst thoughts take over. Everybody's worst thoughts, and you sure as hell turned everything upside down.
But then other people are not, and there are still rules, and he's wanted for murder, and I'm like, okay, you did too much, movie. What would have made this totally acceptable and fine was, hey, I noticed some differences. This world is different, and here I'm wanted for murder.
Why are the people saying that they saw you do it?
Do what?
Stab him. In the park.
That's all you needed.
That's all you needed.
You didn't need like, oh, and people are beating me for no reason. Badly enough that he's bleeding out of his ears. Do you know how much it takes to beat someone for blood to come out of their ears? The brain swelling damage this man had to incur?
Fake Michael Cera should have been dead. Absolutely. No, he's not fake Michael Cera. Who's the guy who was in the Facebook movie? Who's that guy? You know that guy?
Mark Zuckerberg.
I want to say, up front, that I take full responsibility for this decision.
Yeah, he's like Mark Zucker. No, the guy that played... Who's that guy? Andy something. Jesse Signal.
God damn it.
Andy Signor.
Not Jesse Pinkman.
Jesse Pinkman, we have to cook.
Yes, science.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, he's like a fake, Eisenberg, Cera guy.
That's
and
a pretty good
but
comparison.
He totally redeems himself by the end and stuff. No, the other dimension. Okay, the part I'm talking about is when they're like, come with us, people from the other dimension, and they end up like in like a theater that's like a weird stone room, like an old pool or something, like an old whatever. What is that?
That's like another dimension.
Is it?
I think.
Why?
I don't know.
Because they're like, you're back. They're not like, another dimension, right? Okay.
Am I imagining things, or did they not get into the...
They did, but it didn't work, I thought. I thought they were like, oh, it doesn't work.
Well, I thought it, I don't know. My thought is that that's a whole nother dimension.
That would suck so
And now
bad.
we're in like hellish dimension.
They know, and they don't want you to make it.
Why?
They want you to stay here. They want to hurt you for as long as they can.
Because there, it's like everybody knows you're not supposed to be here. Like, while they didn't have that outward knowledge in the first one.
We've been waiting for this for a long time.
It's like truth or dare, but more fun. Let go.
But the guidance counselor seems to be like this omnipotent being that's the same in every dimension.
I told you, Jude. If you didn't make it out, there was nothing I could do for you.
So I read, people changing, like, oh, now we know you've tried to leave and like now you're back and we've caught you because now we're all like in on it. I
don't know.
But I agree because they're biting off, like the whole point of this is that they're biting off more than they can chew here.
Yes.
They're trying to do something where it's like, yeah, you're in like the evil dimension now or something like that. Where to your point, what I was screaming at the thing was like, you had it. You just had to have him figure out something cool and like get away with it and fall in love and then be done. And then at the very end, have some fucking thing where something else is different. And you're like, uh-oh, wait, I'm not, quantum leap or something.
Can I explain to you what the other thing should have been? So
yeah.
It ends with like our bully character maybe going to hell. We don't really see him. Or he just ends up in a burning room or a totally different dimension. Who knows?
So gross.
But what it should have been, I think, is that their passport was the card from our dimension somehow. That like let them travel.
Why not?
No passport.
And I would have used, it's like, well, how come no one else has tried? Maybe they've tried. They didn't have a passport. I would have had that charred pencil.
Yeah.
Got sent back, and now somebody can, like it would be somebody opening the door in that dimension and seeing that pencil and going, and then it would have ended like right there.
Jesus.
It'll work.
How do you know?
Right. I also wanted someone to kill someone and like replace them in our dimension and then like smile at the end. Everyone gets big Joker smiles. It's like a hip movie or some shit. No! For some reason, this reminded me of like, was it called Detention? But it's like totally crazy, that movie.
Yeah, Detention was wild.
Was completely wild.
The whole world?
Yeah. All of Grizzly Lake.
It's not the whole world.
Have you ever been outside of Grizzly Lake?
No.
So what's the difference?
Okay.
Whatever, right? There were certain moments where I was like, oh, this is cool, because something happens and everyone's just like, that's happening. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's really weird. And I thought we were getting somewhere really cool. And the fact that the guidance counselor, he's the guidance counselor, Stefan.
It's one thing to skip a class, but now I've told you to go to that class, so now it's sort of becoming another thing.
It's his job to enforce your direction through life. And he's
gonna need you to work on a Saturday.
I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday, too.
He literally shows up and just punches the kid and is like, you're coming with me. Because I have to like fix all this or whatever. Where I'm like, oh shit. So, so again, I'm like, oh, did he pass out? Is this all a dream? Does the guidance counselor represent the force in his life that's trying to like right his path and put him back or whatever the fuck? And it kind of does, but that doesn't make sense either because this is really happening. How does he like get the memo? Oh, my Apple Watch, sent me like a notification. Oh, there's been a breach in the dimensional, like how does he would have no. Sure. It's insane.
Well, like he's the architect of the dimensions or something. It's unclear.
Because he tells them things like, you're in the wrong place, pal. We got to put you back.
You're in the wrong place, Jude.
Why would their phones all of a sudden be like disconnected from service? Like that's not how phones work.
Long distance.
The number you have reached is a non-working number. Please check the number and dial again.
No, but like
no, it makes
you would
no sense.
Get like it would go right to voicemail. It wouldn't be like that number never existed because it did exist.
That's the movie's like cinematic language to tell you, oh, the phone. But yes,
sure.
Clearly,
but if you're gonna tell me the phones completely stopped working there, but are now somehow working in this new dimension, and
what did she say?
That it's late, but it was definitely my mom, and everything sounded okay.
Thank God.
You are replacing are you replacing yourself?
No one knows!
Because that is also interesting if you're quantum leaping or whatever. Yeah. And his bedroom now is like some like goth cutter myself type of bedroom. Like I was like, okay. Yeah. Like that's interesting. Her bedroom immediately like she's trying to get murdered by her sister.
Go away.
And you're like, okay, this goes with the, okay, we're in hyper-violent world. This is like a stay-tuned reality where everyone here is fucking sicko mode. Like, I don't know what that is, but then it's like his former best friend, oh no, man, you killed someone. You're going to jail. You're evil. Other friend, I'm calling the cops. He's over there across the street, whatever.
I'm calling the cops.
Please don't.
It doesn't make sense.
No, listen, if you got transported, like, I thought that, for back when I liked the movie, I thought this is genius. Because it's replicating that feeling of being a kid and suddenly everyone hates you, or there's been some misunderstanding. It's never happened to you. I mean, everyone else. Normal people that have normal lives, right? You, like the adults don't understand you and things are radically different. You feel like you just woke up and all this stuff has happened and you're like, wait, no. Like, you're constantly having this stuff and everyone's like against them too, and it has this weird vibe, and he's trying to like put the pieces back together and get his little life like back, whatever the fuck. That was awesome. But yes, once you know the ending, because yeah, where is Killer him? You never meet him with like the eye makeup on of like I'm a goth guy or something like that. There's no picture of him like that. He never dresses up like himself from the other dimension to like trick people or something. Like you don't do anything with that, and instead you just do this weird like, you're on trial now. It's the Truman Show, and oh, you have to pass the test.
We ask you a question, and if you lie, bing! A magic door opens up and grabs someone you care about, and then you get one more chance to tell the truth.
And I'm like, what is happening?
He is the tough guy bully of that world, right? So like then when he pops into the party, people shouldn't hit him. They should be like, ah! Like they should be scared of this guy who's a fucking murderer.
Oh, when he first shows up. Yeah, everyone just
gets jolly stomped for no reason.
I took that of like, oh, everyone just beats everyone up all the time. That's just like a normal thing that happens.
You'd think that based on what it is.
But he should have cred if it's like, oh, the murderer's here. The best shit kicker of all of us.
But then like you meet his dad and he's like, how could you murder someone? Blah, blah. Like it's not like everyone just goes around murdering people for fun in this dimension.
Did you do it?
Do what?
This is not the time for this. Did you hurt that kid?
What? No, kid. What kid?
Like, so it is unacceptable.
It
doesn't make, none of it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
And I want it to. And I like things that don't make sense. And I was rooting for it for a long time. Yeah. Things are really easy to like start and set up, and they're really hard to like stick the landing. Yeah. But again, I think it's a smart script. I like the tone, the visuals. They don't do any goofy effects when they like change dimensions. You know, like they just show the guy open the door and it's just empty in like the little closet. And then they hang for a second. And then they cut back and they're like pounding on the door like, hey, let us out. And you're like, wait, what?
Hey, assholes, it's time!
And it's got this nice little vibe. It's like very subtle and understated. I was super into it. And they let me down.
There's a moment that I wanted it to be something, but it's not, I think Kent is like the friend who like is the oldest young person.
I was just gonna say the 48-year-old high school student.
So like he's just like looking at the door at one point while like they're in the closet, and like it doesn't work. Like they don't come back. My thing was like, well, the door's open. They can't open the door if the door's open.
I know.
And that's why they ended up in some other fucking dimension or whatever.
There's a point where like Kent's walking away from the door and it's open and he like turns around. That might be what you're talking about. And that was when I was like, oh shit, the door's dead. He has to close the door. Kent, go close the door. Kent, oh my God, no. But that doesn't appear to be a factor. I'll be really upset if like canonically it's like, oh no, that is a second dimension, and I'm like, what? How? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just think that like,
no,
there's nothing that tells me that. But
it makes sense, but I
didn't
even think about it because that doesn't like it's not like they don't do anything to make you think that, right? And there's no, it's crazy.
But they don't do anything to make me think that it's not either. So
well, I assumed that there was like one other dimension or something.
Well, just the way that like now we're playing a game and like oh it's a game show. Oh, and you can ask me questions and it fucks my shit up, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Let's see if this thing works backwards. Kent! Did you wet the bed until 6th grade? No.
No! And I was also
like,
like,
magic hate dimension or something.
You know you're in the hate dimension. Like, they know they're not in their dimension. Why lie? Ever? Yeah. Like, I don't understand why you're trying to be a good person in front of fucking demons.
They can't. It's like an interior thing.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
People don't always act perfectly, all right? It's fine.
You have a secret closet in your house?
I don't think it was secret. I just didn't know it was there.
When I say it's smart, I mean like the script. Like, it feels weirdly like the mom is like, is this one of those like rainbow parties? And the kid's like, Mom, no, that's not a thing. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you?
You know, where the girls put different color lipsticks on and the boys try to see.
Oh my God, Mom, no!
And And then when you see their real party, it's like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna play 7 Minutes in Heaven, but we're not gonna call it that. We're gonna like make up slightly different rules. And one girl's gonna get up crying and like, you know, like leave the room. And I'm like, that's what kids really do. That's great. It's such an awesome contrast.
Yeah, that
right?
rainbow party is like what the news would talk about.
Exactly.
A rainbow party is an oral sex party. It's a gathering where oral sex is performed, and rainbow comes from all of the girls put on lipstick.
The people disappear because the closet takes them to another dimension, and they're like to the bully, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "He's a bully. He's not David Blaine. What do you mean? What did he do?"
What did you do, Derek?
Hey, I didn't do anything. They didn't come out.
What did he do?
Like he tricked them or something? Yeah. Make him come back. There's a long, and like honestly, a lot of the dialogue or a lot of the way that the kids interact is kind of like realistic.
Yeah.
Because they ask them like, where are they? Well, you don't know. What do you mean they didn't come out? I mean, like the door opened and there was no one in there. What do you mean? And they're just talking.
Like, what I would do would be I'd walk in, I would touch the walls.
And everyone does that.
And then I would literally stand there just looking at it for a long time. And like that is what happened. Like, 'cause I would be puzzled. I'd be like, well, what did you do?
I already did that, Ken.
I would probably have been more violent and like kicking the shit out of those doors and like walls in there trying to see what happened.
Yeah, and like a lot of it's off camera, but they say like we searched the whole house.
Yeah.
We searched. No, I checked the basement. You weren't in the basement. Like they have a whole like thing where you're like, oh okay, like everything's normal, everything's fine or whatever. And the house like before, I think they're moving out or moving in, right?
They're
Whatever
moving
they
out.
say.
They're
Moving out.
leaving, yeah.
So there's always like you can see the paint on the wall is different where the pictures were.
Yeah.
And you know the movie doesn't even let you know that it's training you walking through the house, going up the stairs. Now you're going up the stairs. Follow you up the stairs too.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the walls. Look at the things. So that when so that when they come out, you get a big shock. But then you get this nice eerie, like they show the same camera angle looking down the stairs a few times, just so you can start to say like, that isn't how it's supposed to look. Like you're not in the right dimension. Oh no, everything's like there's pictures back on the wall, or there's like red Solo cups crushed on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. It has a nice like
What
I like that.
Weird to me is like the literally only thing that's still in the house is a deck of cards that like all the wives in the area made these cards like and gave them to all the husbands.
Come on, let's look at these. Nice.
That's so weird because some of them are like actually naked.
And like the way that the mom in the hate dimension says he had one of the cards.
He's got one of the pictures.
Of what?
The playing cards.
Jude!
And I'm like, okay, so I think what they're saying is that the dad in the hate dimension reacted really negatively to the softcore porn of like his wife, and that's why but then she says, and then back in the real world, she's like, oh, it's a dumb thing, and he's like, okay.
We gave them to the husbands.
What'd Dad do when he saw it?
He played along. I think he liked seeing some silly different version of me.
Like there's nothing. I
there
feel
was
like
no reason why that thing was their like trigger.
Yeah, I feel like it's like missing like a step, right? Because I can smell it. I know what's happening, but there's no delicious meal there, right? I know that they're saying like, oh yeah, your dad was like, oh, it's like you, but not you. Oh, it's like I'm cheating on you with you. It's a cool little dress up party thing. It's nice. So I'm like, okay, it's like you, but not you. Okay, that's a theme. What are we doing with that movie? And they do nothing with it.
What would have been interesting is if the dates were different. So like in the other dimension, it's like, oh, this is 5 months earlier, and that's why the dad's alive.
Yeah.
And then when they pull that thing like of him like saying the wrong answer, all right, we're gonna kill your dad, and like that is literally what killed his dad.
The day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
He's dead.
And how did he die?
In a car accident.
Was my first actually thing when they first came out, because he's texting with people and they're like, wait, where are you? Oh my god, or something like that. And I thought like, oh, they're in the future, new people moved in, they're having a party now, it's some weird coincidence, but that's our springboard into we're in this new dimension. And then it turns out, no, they're all like pod people but not, and they're in on it but not, or maybe that's
I don't know.
Inception dimension.
I enjoyed the ride for quite a while though.
It's well done.
And that was enough for me to be like, nah, thumbs up, buying that. That's a good shit. But like, it ends in a way where I'm like, what is that? And this guy, he's proven to be like a smart guy. Like he barely pays attention, through osmosis knows answers, can like beat a gotcha from the teacher and go his way.
It's called Binford's Law. Mr. Reeves hasn't gotten to it yet, but he will. So it's not your fault. because it's probably not in his class book yet.
But then, like, they're in a room filling with smoke that has a very big opening at the bottom of the door. I'm like, put your fucking coat there, idiot!
This isn't gonna work.
It will.
We're gonna die in here.
Why are you? You could very easily die in the 7 minutes it takes you to fucking
I was gonna
wait.
say the movie needed there to be smoke, so there's smoke. Yes,
Missed opportunity
absolutely.
was when they open the door, smoke should have came out, and no smoke comes out.
Well, they do the whole like, were you at a campfire?
Did you guys go to a campfire?
It costs nothing to fill a closet with smoke and then
I was
open
just
the
gonna
door.
say, but that's almost worse because that means that they thought of it, but
Yeah.
they didn't do something cool enough with it. The ending. So again, like I think it's smart. I would be interested in like whatever else this person has done or these people have done, just because I don't know, like maybe this is written but not directed or vice versa, and there's another thing or there's a reason or something like that. Like definitely promising and all that stuff, right? But yeah, the ending is the bully who in the hate dimension was like, yeah, you killed me. Look,
I didn't kill you. You're standing right here.
Dude. Jesus. I still have the pencil.
So is he like a zombie or is he just stabbed and not killed?
So
what are they talking about?
in my world,
yeah,
you know, bully in first dimension, second dimension he's dead, third dimension fucking evil zombie death,
It's all-
whatever.
yeah.
Like you know, they're
everyone's
demons.
dead there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, or
But-
something crazy.
So I don't know where he's going.
Yeah.
It might be a whole different dimension. Whatever. I don't think anything he did deserves him to die, though. Like he wasn't like this brutal schmuck. Like, are we to believe he's because like I don't know.
They show the bloody pencil. They show him in there. They show him having visions. Like the other
burnt
people
pencil,
did.
not bloody pencil.
There's a bloody one in there.
I think that's burned.
It's in the corner. It's bloody.
I think it's burned.
Okay, we can.
I don't think.
Show it now. Yeah.
I think the bloody pencil would be with the fake him that's dead.
It should be, but it was in the didn't the cop see it?
He saw the again. I'm gonna keep saying the burned pencil because I believe that's he had the regular pencil with him in the closet. It was close to the door and it caught fire.
I saw the pencil burning right by the door,
I don't
but there's
think there
one
was-
in the back of the closet that I think is bloody.
I think that
Whatever.
was the same one. We'll see in a moment.
Regardless, the point is, I don't even know what I'm gonna say now. The point is, that's the bully. Like he doesn't have a passport unless the pencil is the passport, like you're saying. I don't know where he's going or why he's even going anywhere. If the freak, like this is, there's an episode of the Twilight Zone, I think, right, where someone's like flip a coin and it lands on its edge.
What?
And that would mean he'd move into Mr. Jones's old office.
That'd mean I'd move into Mr. Jones's old office. Now look.
And that gives him superpowers for the day or something.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where it's like, I don't know what, like, and that's okay if it's outlandish enough, but we don't know, like, why this interdimensional warping is happening or what's going on.
No.
Right?
Potentially that
They
closet
don't,
literally wasn't there until it needed to be there because the guy didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know there was a closet here. Like, and granted, he may just never have been in his parents' bedroom before.
No, but that's realistic too, where he's like, I don't know, I didn't go to my parents' bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't go to your parents' bedroom, I guess. But does this imply maybe the parents were having weird sex key parties with their hate doppelgangers by using the closet in the master bedroom, and that's why the deck of cards is there?
Maybe.
Because that's how you picked who you were going home
I
with.
wasn't sure what's up with like the bully's girlfriend because like it ends and it seems like okay, we're a couple now.
Exactly.
And like I don't know, like and he very quickly had sex with like this girl, and I mean in every way you want to take it. After knowing her for a very short amount of time, and it took them like 2 minutes or whatever.
We still have 4 minutes.
That was funny too. That was also realistic.
But what I'm questioning here is they come out, they're like holding hands. I understand because they're still like it's still traumatic. Is this our dimension? And everyone, the way they react is it's just actors without a proper cue because like everyone just looks at them. And every extra in that scene just looks at them for like so long that it just feels so weird. I'm like, why does them appearing stop time?
Jude, nice to see you. You too, June.
Well,
like I know they've been missing or whatever, but you could be in a theater watching a movie and not everybody is trained on the screen. This is so weird.
Well, I think they were trying to help us believe that it might not be the right dimension. Well, but like it's obviously the right dimension. I don't know why we're even entertaining that at this point. There's 30 seconds left in the movie, right? And there's no, how could they not do a stinger where it's the wrong dimension? But yes, I agree. That scene feels weird and shot weird because I think at that point they're just like, how do we end this thing? Fuck, I don't know. And they're just doing anything. It feels super scuffed. That's why, like, by the end, 2/3 in, I was like, this is the bit, and then by the end I was like, I don't like this movie at all. Fuck this movie.
Those kids that try to escape out the back door and then just walk to the front yard, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Almost as dumb as like...
The standoff at the party is cool too, and he's like, it's fine. We don't... There's always that kid who's like, don't worry, my older brother told me, like, you just have to do this.
My brother says this happens sometimes, you just gotta wait them out. Otherwise, everyone's parents are getting called, and there could be booze problems for David. So for now, keep the music off, everybody start cleaning up, but nobody leave.
Cops hunt by movement, so if we stand still, they can't get us. Like, it's very funny.
I remember being at a party, like, and it was packed. We're like, the cops showed up, everyone went to like the bedrooms, and now like everyone, like a mosh pit just standing, and then it was not a like, okay, you gotta like, they literally just pushed their way in, and the cops were in the house. They were like, oh shit.
I was at a party once where my friend's friend was like the family, and like the mom was there and stuff. Okay. And the cops came, and then like everybody ran in like different directions. It was insane. But I was watching that from like a hiding spot because my friend was like, no, we know the people. We don't have to run. And I'm like, oh, and we just like hid or whatever. And then like the mom was like, oh, it's probably dead kids and stuff. It was all fine and stuff like that. But watching people run like a clown car.
Oh yeah.
Like
now.
Kitchen cabinets opening, like 10 people coming out and running out. I'm like, what is going on at this party? It was great.
Yeah.
What street is this?
I don't know. We passed Gaylord. I remember that. This all looks wrong, though. Where the hell is Prosterdale?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, we're on it.
I love the moment where it's like, oh no, grandma's coming. She's like framed up down like the silhouette on the road.
Oh shit. Who is that? My grandmother. So, okay. She has a key. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. She has a key! Ah! We're fucked!
And she's like, have at them. Like, go.
Have at them.
Oh yeah, but a few things that I don't like at all is like him just jumping over the fence and like opening the back door and going into the person who was like scared for his life and they left their door open. He just like walks right in. To go to try the closet thing. I like his little texting to get the cops to go across because he knows that guy will rat on him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's across the street!
That was cool. I hate he like calls them. He's like, hey, I don't know where we are. Oh, we're on Kent. Oh, that's or whatever street we're on. Oh, that's fine. Just keep going on that street. You'll end up at our house.
Just stay on that road.
Okay. I guess we're close to Kent's.
I'm like, you don't even know what direction he's facing on that street. You can't give advice of just keep going.
And even the actors are like, what? They're like, no, you're on the right track. And you're like, wait, what? Because that's what everything is like. I think they were trying to go for some sort of like everything is unraveling and reality ceases to whatever, but they don't have enough like whatever to do that, or there's no like I don't know.
They must be just these beings that know everything. Like, oh, we know they're facing north. Like, because at that point, the jig is up. You're in Hell Dimension or whatever. We're about to go to this like kind of cool underground theater thing. What
the hell?
Which I just picture as some like actual thespian theater that like, oh, we have a little tiny plays in this basement of a winery or something.
I was gonna say, it looks like a wine cellar or like a weird old, like not a swimming pool, but like stuff that like old noblemen used to swim in. Some like rock thing that they would fill with rain or something. Some like fake, whatever the fuck. Historic. It's historic. They have to restore that stuff.
Jugs.
There's a mosaic on the side. It's great.
Is your dad alive?
No.
That dude's girlfriend just like totally is like I'm not gonna kiss you. 1 second later, you can touch me if you want.
I'll let you touch me if you want.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And then later he does touch her, so I'm like,
I guess it's a love story, but like,
but he's like a kind of weird nerdy guy and has a pretty attractive girlfriend.
Why did you do this, Jude?
I didn't.
And why would you pick her over me?
Very attractive.
Where you're like, I feel like he would be holding on for dear life, but he's like, eh.
Do we see him with his actual girlfriend before all the shit goes crazy? Okay, because that was really weird too.
They text. She was busy watching her grandma or brother or something.
She's babysitting her sister. She said that if her dad gets back in time, she'd try.
Well, they don't establish that he's dating this unbelievably smoking hot. She looks 25. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what is going on with this person?
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially compared to the other people. There are chicks in that 7 minutes circle that look like they're 12.
All right, sit down, kiddos.
They have like braces and pigtails and shit.
And then there's his best friend who's like, I'm on the golf course.
Yeah,
I'm 85.
It's so weird.
Why do you gotta be such a goddamn asshole every time?
Yeah.
What's going on with kids these days? How old are you, kids?
Will you guys hang out or help me clean up after?
Mom must be home by 11.
Oh, hopefully they'll be gone by then.
There's an insult that I wrote down because it's I don't even think it's an insult. The bully says, "You finally found someone you can out-geek."
You finally found someone that you could out-geek.
Shut up, Derek.
And I was like, you finally found someone you can out-geek. That means he's often not able to out-geek people. He's not that geeky. You just insulted him by saying he's not much of a geek?
How'd you know what it was?
I didn't really. I think I heard it on a radio show or something. I don't know. It just came out.
Are you serious? You don't even know if it's real?
I think it is, but no, not really.
I think he's usually the geekiest, and now they finally found someone geekier.
No, because he said something too smart to a teacher. You finally found someone you can out-geek.
That's wrong.
I'm sorry?
It's wrong. There's actually a 30% chance that the number of marbles starts with a 1 and about a 20% chance that it starts with a 2 and so on.
Either it's said wrong, or it's written wrong, or someone's dumb.
We have time-dimensional travel to worry about in this film. You're worried about the... Okay. That was a substitute as well, so he's not really flexing as hard as you think he is.
No, it's more the bully saying this dumb line, and it's not honestly, it's not even out of the realm of possibility or question or reality-based things where a bully says something dumb, but people just go, oh, and you're like, that doesn't even make, what? He said it loud though. Oh!
Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah.
I'm just surrounded by people going, oh, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
How does this end?
I think they'll leave.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinions you can really trust.